Peace be upon you all. I'm coming back. My name is Ahmed Sami. We are going to continue our how to make your application screen readers friendly. We stopped last time for icons. How can you make this icon screen reader friendly in case of descriptive or decorative. Now we will continue to navigate to our tabs. How can we make tab panels key screen readers friendly? Starting by, here is the tab controls. We will check, we will have a container of these tabs elements. We give this container a role of tab list, so we can identify this container that it will contain later a list of tabs. Then now the tab buttons themselves, we give role of tab, because the bottom, we will change the semantics of bottom to be tab because it's already inside a tab list. So it's standard, so don't worry about changing the role in some situation. In some situation, you need to change this role only for assistive technology to understand what is going on. We will give it ARIA controls ID of the tab panel, which is going to be opened. So by this way, announcement also will be correct. ARIA selected will start to be false, except if this tab will be by default focusable as the first tab in the tab list, it will be true. But the other tabs, they will be false. After that, automatically the tabs will be changing on select. We have the tab list. If this tab list is contained if each tab button is inside a list, you should give this list role of none or presentation. By this way, Firefox going to list all the tabs as a collection and will announce the total numbers of all the tabs during the navigation. The tab panels themselves, we have to give them a role of tab panel, so they will be identified as a tab panel on opened. Also ARIA labeled by tab bottom ID, so we can link the bottom with the tab panel associated with. That very quick introduction of the theoretical part of the tab control. Okay, now we are going to check the practical part of tab controls. How can we test our tabs if it's correct implementation or not with a practical part? Let's do it. Okay, here is the practical part of tab controls for screen readers. This page, which you can see it now, I will leave link below to the GitHub repository where you can find the source code of this page. If you would like to make your own test or something, just fork it, then do whatever you like to do with the tabs. So now here is the page, here is the source code. Let's very quick check the implementation. You can see here is an unordered list which contains all the tabs themselves. As you can see, we give the unordered list a role of tab list. We're giving the list itself as a role of presentation. After that, we're having here, this is a tab, it is home, data target, it's for functionality because I'm using Bootstrap. But role tab, to change the semantic of this button to be tab. So by this way, a screen reader will read it as a tab. ARIA controls ID of the tab panel. ARIA selected true because this tab will be the first one by default selected. Then the rest also the same. As you can see here, we can check our tab panels. Here is the tab panels. We give it just role of tab panel. And ARIA labeled by home tab is the ID of the bottom, which will trigger this panel. You can see it here. Also here is the ID of the tab panel home, which already in ARIA control in this area. That's the underlying implementation. Let's start our nvda to check how this works and to see together the implementation. Switch mode off and let's go. I'm using Firefox especially, so you can have the highest standard. So now let's start by moving to the focusable element using tab. Now I'm tabbing. As you can see, home tab selected 1 of 3. This is what happened when you make the list role presentation or none. So you can have this count like 3. Now you have 2 of 3, 3 of 3. This is the correct way. If you select one of the tabs now, you will get announced selected. So this panel, tab panel, is correct implemented and user screen user friendly. So let's very quick change few things here. If you can, like this presentation role, let's delete it so we can see what is going on. Okay, refreshing the page, and we start over. Now you can see it's totally announced by different way, like home tab selected 1 of 1. Okay, so where is the list? That's because Firefox will see the list and will list the lists themselves as a collection, but not the content of that list. But we need the content of the list because list isn't focusable element. For that reason, screen reader will not count it in the counter here. So we should make it like as I explained, role of presentation, all role of none. Let's try something else, for example, very quick together. And what we can do, just we will have few buttons. Okay, now I changed everything, and this div I would like to make it as Ctrl D. Let's make it as a div, not a list, and let's see what will be the difference now. Okay, everything is okay, and let's refresh it. Maybe this time nothing. Now you can see everything is correct. There is no need for any list because in this situation we don't have an ordered list. We have already the buttons direct inside the tab list, and by this way screen reader will first check the container of the tabs. Okay, here is a row of tab list. Okay, that's mean all the focusable element inside with the row of tab will be a tab. In this case it will be announced like you can see now the counter which we have it here. Okay, that was a quick demonstration how can you make your tab your tab component screen reader friendly with both options if you have here unordered list as a container or if you have here a div. Very quick, we can just roll back the change, discard it, and I'm returning back to be unordered list and list with role presentation. Ctrl S, very quick, and refresh. So everything is still working fine. I hope that was easy for you to make your tab panel screen readers friendly. We will see you next time. How can we make drop downs screen reader friendly? Until then, enjoy coding time and see you there. Bye bye.